company. Round 20 of the AFL season. Can you believe it, Jimmy? Down to the business end time of the year when AFL clubs start to look at their list. Tonight, we'll tell you about one of the biggest clubs in the AFL and a very severe pruning of their AFL list about to take place.
Well, and of course, speaking about looking at your list, Gary, free agency's in now, and at this time of year, everyone's wondering, are their stars staying? Are they going? Where are they going to end up? Damien Barrett will have all the player movement for you later on tonight.
And the future of Jonathan Brown very much on the menu. Went down injured on the weekend. Not sure if it's season ending or career ending. We'll ask him when he joins us live from Brisbane. Big John O'Brown.
And, yeah, absolutely. A great man. Speaking of funny stuff, and we love it on the Footy Show, last week Gary and Sam and Shane all completely cocked up their certainties. So, we are going to tell you next week what we're going to do. She's going to be a group all punishment, and they are not going to like one bit of it. We announced that tonight.
Well, I look forward to that. Also, Street Talk coming to you from Frankston.
Oh, yes.
Shane Crawford's doing that. Plenty to get into. Let's get started.
To have your company, the beautiful Docklands Precinct. I tell you what, stick around, because when we announce what they're doing, all three of them, long time together, little room, lots of stuff. I could not be happier about it. Now, we're going to get to the panel, Gary, because they make this show what it is. And this man is a three-time premiership superstar from Geelong. He's won a Norm Smith medal. His name's Steve Johnson. Welcome him, please. Stevie. And from the Port Adelaide Football Club, their skipper, inspirational Travis Boak is in the house. Oh, Jesus. And nowhere near as inspirational from Geelong, Bill Barrellis.
Very nice panel. Very strong Geelong flavour about the panel.
A little
there.
too strong.
Port Adelaide influence, of course, but we'll talk to Trav shortly. But the biggest name that's come out of Geelong in the last 100 years, of course, is the 300-game superstar himself, John Sammy Newman.
Every time.
Nice to have you, Samuel. Looking sharp too, and I tell you, fresh, it must be said, from wandering around country Victoria and just regaling audiences.
There's a thing to be said for being in the right place at the right time.
Yes, Johnny.
And last night I saw firsthand the media pariahs and vultures at work.
Oh, no.
Michael Sheehan, who is a great man and very respected, goaded on by you and you, gave a tantalising reply to a question up at a sports night that Brian Taylor was running, and all hell broke loose. The media went viral over just nonsense.
What?
That not he was speaking.
Not
just
off the top, Foss.
And I told you this, and I'm telling you again.
No, not again.
I told you this, and I'm telling you again.
You can't
Despite
do this.
the speculation and the rumour and in the innuendo, James Hird is not...
Shut up! We are sick of it.
James
Fair dinkum had enough of you, you old fossil. Every time you bring up James Hird or Essendon, we don't give a stuff. We don't give a stuff. No.
James Hird will not resign. He's not going to stand down. I told you this. I've kept telling you this, and he will not...
Bang! Shut up, Sam. We're sick of you. Quit talking now, you dickhead. You talk shit out of your ass. Comes out of your bum. Shut up.
He's Kona silenced him.
I quite like it, actually.
I thought that
Can't
was...
hear you, Force. Can't hear you, son. What? I like it. We might be an opportunity for him to talk about the Bombers at some stage, but for now, we want to get to the panel because it's a superstar panel. Stevie J's here now. And before we talk to you, Stevie, we will get rid of the cone. If you promise not to talk about the Bombers, maybe until the Warrior comes out later.
I thought we'd left that at Bendigo Street, the cone of silence. It's clearly worked its way over.
So are you prepared to wait until Damo comes out? Just
give us a thumbs up if you're prepared to stop.
Look at you.
No,
Is that a yes?
No,
yes.
Essendon?
Yes.
There it is.
Oh, good.
Right, away it goes. Mention Steve, you get to him shortly. Man making his footy show
Take that
debuts
bathing
and
cap off.
Shut
It's
up,
not summer
Samuel.
yet.
Is a captain of the feel-good story of the year, Port Adelaide. Please welcome Travis Buck.
Yeah.
Hey, Trav, great to have you, mate. We really appreciate you coming in, and this is one of the great stories, the Port Adelaide Footy Club. You must be absolutely over the moon with the way the season's unfolded.
Yeah, look, I mean, we've taken some positive steps forward this year. I mean, we've had a lot of new people come into the club. Ken's been fantastic, and Koshi off-field has been great. And Burjo coming in and, you know, really taking the fitness levels of our group to another level, it's been great.
And vindication for yourself, because around this time last year, the Cats were very, very keen. Amongst others, I think the Kangaroos may have been in there as well to get you back. And you were faced with one of those big life-changing decisions, whether you're a Torquay boy, whether you come back to Geelong, perhaps guaranteed of playing off for another grand final, or sticking with your club, Port Adelaide, who at that stage weren't going great, and you decided to play. So how does it feel a year on? I mean, you must be thrilled with the decision you made.
Yeah, look, it was a tough decision at the time. I mean, you know, my family back home, and but Port Adelaide have been a family to me, and I'm just so proud of the club, and you know, the direction we're heading in is it's just great to be a part of, and I knew it would turn around quickly, and it's great to be involved in that now.
And Trav, in that sort of situation where do I stay, do I go, you would have met some really impressive people, so it would have been hard for you not to come across.
What did you think of North Melbourne, by the way, when you went there? Yeah.
No, they presented themselves pretty well. Jimmy was great.
Yeah. What did Jim put on the table? What was his main selling point?
Well, I think we went to a mansion of a house. I don't know who it was.
Wasn't
but yeah,
Jim.
And that is true.
Pretty nice.
Hey, what we do need to show is some vision, because this is how dramatic it got for Trav. This is last year when one of the most sought-after properties, does he stay at his club or does he come back to Melbourne? And fair to say that there was a media frenzy around him, and I want you to take a look and to listen to this.
No comment, sorry.
Do you think it's right for Geelong to come and have a chat with you during the season?
No comment, mate. Sorry.
Are you leaning more towards staying or going?
Check the call, mate.
Cameraman's just run into a pole.
And you liked that?
It was pretty funny, that. Yeah, it was nice sound effects.
A really good effort to stay at Port Adelaide. You love, I suppose, Port Adelaide. Your heart's there, and you just bought a new house in the middle of Port Adelaide, and we've got some vision of it here. There it is there. Beautiful position. Fully furnished too, so you're happy with that. There's an interior. Here's the interior. Needs a bit of work, don't worry about that. Landscape garden, have a look at this. And you got a balcony, mate. What more did you want?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, the best street. It's the worst house in the best street. Isn't it the right thing?
Hey, we're going to talk about the side later, but just quickly on Chad Wingard, young fella in his second season of AFL footy. He's taken the competition by storm. How good is he? How good can he be?
Yeah, look, he's just a freak. I mean, he's probably along the same lines as Stevie J. You know, people come to the game to watch those sort of guys play, and you know, his composure in the last quarter and to kick that goal was just brilliant, and he's great to have on the side.
Stevie just nodded the head
He
there.
took it on
I
board.
was just thinking he's doing quite a good job.
The other thing is Koshi, David Kosh, of course, who took over the presidency at a time when the club wasn't going great. We love what he's been able to do. He's given the profile to the footy club and generated some excitement, and also what we love to see is a chairman of a footy club who's able to back it up in the gym, gets in there. Look at this picture of the big. Have a look at him. Look at that, Bill. That's Koshi.
He
Just
looks
doing
good.
a workout. There's about 120 kegs there, big chest, big biceps.
Oh, yeah.
Big
And,
breasts.
impressive man.
Yes.
And we thought we'd compare it with another chairman that we know.
No.
Of AFL level. It's really putting fear into the hearts of everyone.
What's
Look
her
at that.
name?
Real manly sort of setup.
Bill,
What is that, Jim?
I'll tell you what that is. Wobble guts. That's called running. Something you haven't done for 15 years.
Mate, I'd rather not run than run like that. Fair dinkum.
Hey, all right, well, shut up with that, Gary. Let's talk to Stevie J and ask him how the Cats are going. Stevie, nice to see you.
Yeah, not so well last weekend, Jim, as you know, but
Look at him.
yeah, you're pretty happy backstage. But we've got a good opportunity to play Port Adelaide this week, who have been in some terrific form, and we're back at home, so looking to make amends.
Man, what happened? Just tell us what happened on Friday night. I mean, you're only 10 points down, but it wasn't the Geelong that we've come to know.
No.
Yeah, no, we're a little bit off. Full credit to North Melbourne. They came with a game plan and implemented it. They had a lot more possessions than us. They chipped the ball around, and they got their run and carry game going, and they just show that when they play something near their best, they're capable of beating anyone. And we're not under no illusions going into the game, but they caught us off guard, and that's the way it ended
You
up.
got wind, Samuel, or what?
What is it?
What's that?
Have you got wind, or you're screwing your face up there?
No, I was going to. We're not too smug down there, are we? We're not. We don't think we're just a fraction better than we are, and we just tippy-toe around and try and play smart-ass football, do we?
No, I don't think
We're not
so, Sam.
falling into that, are we? When I say we,
No.
are you?
Oh, well, no, I'd have to disagree if that's your opinion because, I think our record this year's been pretty good. And
No, it
I think a few people get a little bit...
Got to cut the audience.
They get a little bit critical of us when we have a loss. And as I said, North Melbourne's a pretty good footy side when they play somewhere near their best. And they were better than us on the night.
And Brisbane.
Yeah, Brisbane, we let that one slip. That's fair enough. That was a long time ago.
What about
now.
yourself? Did you bite off more than you can chew on a couple of occasions on Friday night, commentating the game? You were looking for the kick that perhaps was a harder kick than the one you may have otherwise have chosen. What's the rules there?
Yeah, definitely. Early in the game, I went for a kick, which was probably a 1 out of 10, and it's something that you don't like to turn the ball over and give easy ball back to the opposition. It's something I'll continue to take risks. That's the way I play, but got to be a little bit more calculated at times.
And discipline. And calculated and discipline. You've had a couple of incidents. You knew we were going to bring them up, Stevie, and this is a few Geelong players. This was Pierce Hanley, which I think you maintained was a fair hit in the end, but you did a little bit of time for that one.
Yeah, I got a couple of weeks for that hit.
Came back, and this is your next game back.
Next game back, Stephen. What happened here? Did you drive the knee into him or not?
Oh, there wasn't too much in it. There wasn't too much in it. I don't want to start getting a reputation for being a thug. I stand by the bump on Hanley.
Yeah, what was wrong with that?
There was no intent on trying to go in and cause any hurt, but it's just the way it is. The speed of the game these days, you just don't have a chance to avoid the situation at times.
That's a misnomer, Gary. You're allowed to hurt people.
Yeah.
You're quite entitled to hurt people.
Not up here.
He didn't hit him up there,
I
Gary.
think he did.
No, it was just the ferocity of the tackle, which we're down on in the competition for some reason.
No,
we're trying to protect ourselves from ourselves.
Pierce Hanley did say he cracked a couple of my teeth, didn't he?
No. In my evidence, I said that he went down because he was actually winded.
But what did Pierce Hanley say?
It was a good hit, mate. I don't know, he's Irish. He said something. He'll come back on the ground.
But you have learnt, because there was one on the weekend, which is... you don't know what to do, I reckon. Have a look at this here, close up here. He goes to bump, and then he's puts the hands up like it wasn't me.
That was a ferocious bump.
There, look at that.
Unfortunately, that's where it's got to for me. I've just got to be very careful with every contest I go into because...
That's where it's got to.
It has.
I do have some carryover points. So.
Yeah,
the carryover points.
You don't want them coming in the finals for us.
We want people to judge every case. Why
right.
are we fearful of that sort of stuff, Gary?
Head-eye contact they're worried
wasn't
about,
head-eye
Sam. No, I know
contact.
it wasn't, but that's what they're concerned with, and Stevie's all right. Now, what we did see, Stephen, and absolutely loved, was a tweet from Shannon Burns, your great mate and former teammate. Let's have a look at the tweet here. He says... the Godfather, today I became the godfather of Archie Johnson, Stevie's brand new, well, not brand new addition, but son. And that's fantastic because it's a very proud moment when you become the godfather of a little boy.
Who do you choose? You generally choose as a godfather your closest
friend, your best friend, the person who, if anything happens to you, you can hand the duties over and you know that your son's going to be in very good hands for the rest of his life. So Shannon's a very good choice. We're guessing that the other choice was Bill and therefore you had no choice.
Flat.
Yeah.
Never seen a flatter man.
I'm sure he would have offered his services, but he's also offered me... he's offered... If I ever get married, to be the best man, he's also offered to be the MC, but that'll come at $5,000 cash. So,
Mate, that's it. Shannon, Archie's taller than Shannon Burns already. Mate, you can't have a godfather
You're a
that's
bit
smaller
flat,
than
though,
you.
weren't you? You were a bit flat. You said, came in here, you bound in one day and said, he's had a baby, can't wait till the Chris thing, I'll be the godfather. You didn't get the gig.
That's disappointing, considering it's probably my baby.
No! Oh, no. Oh, please.
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know.
Yeah,
He's got hair.
He's got big teeth.
We don't know yet, did you say?
We don't know yet.
I'm going to get you out of trouble, Bill. I want you to get stuck into the first game. St Kilda and Hawthorn tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
Friday night footy, guys. The Saints who lost last week, 31 points up there at the Gabba. Well, they've made some changes to the Saints. In comes Blake Gwilt, news Murdoch and Minchington.
Who?
Minchington, old Dazzler.
Yep.
He's first game. Good luck to him as a 19-year-old from the Stingrays. Out goes Simpkins, Stanley and Sipos have already gone in for operations. And Sarah and Danelle are omitted. Take on the Mighty Hawks, who lost last week, actually belted by 41 points to the Tigers at the MCG, and they've made a couple of changes too. Spanger comes in.
What about the outs?
Simpkin and Grimley out. Luke Hodge with a thumb.
Ooh.
How long will that be?
2 weeks.
And then Buddy Franklin with hamstring soreness. That may be 1 or 2 weeks. And old Segler is omitted. So interesting there. Jack Gunston's 50th game. I think the Hawks will bounce back when you think Pokey.
Yeah, I think the Hawks will be too strong. They're the number 1 ranked side for marks inside 50, and I think they'll get the job done, even though Buddy and Hodge are out.
Yeah, I think they'll be disappointed after their loss to Richmond last week, and they'll come out firing this week.
Yeah, on behalf of Shane Crawford, I'd like to apologise to Richmond for him picking Hawthorn as a certainty, and he's going to pay the penance. So, of course, Hawthorn will win. Of course, they will win. I wouldn't even bother playing the certainty card.
Well, we're not playing them tonight because we all mucked up last week, so we got a week off. So they will win, the Hawks, and win very, very well, Jimmy.
Hey,
Just on that, the Saints, Jimmy. Is Cozzy coming back? Because he's 199, there's 4 weeks to go.
well, his coach was in the print today saying he's going to earn his 200th game.
Ooh, you'd like to see him play, wouldn't you?
Certainty to play.
You would hope so. Good man, Cozzy. Hey, Stevie, could you think of anything more shattering in 10 years' time than doing a DNA test on your son and finding that Bill's his dad?
Aaron,
I don't reckon he'd be able to jump the back fence, so I don't have too many worries.
front door was open, mate.
We need to straighten...
Lying on the couch.
Shut up,
he
Bill.
was.
We need to straighten up, Bill, because we said that the 3 certainties last week all went down. Of course, Shane, tipping Hawthorn to beat Richmond. They didn't win. Sam, of course, in a very smug and contented way, said Geelong would beat North Melbourne, and that didn't happen. And Gary, with Melbourne, I think had a good look at them and went down the Melbourne path.
Went with my heart, Jim, and they let me down.
Gary, what we're doing is an all-in punishment. Now, let me tell everyone in the room here, but also watching at home, and there are millions.
What? Do I know about this?
It is going to be confronting television. It's going to be awkward television. It's going to be must-see television. It's a small, confined space and a lot of time spent together.
When do we learn about it?
Later in the show, we'll
Yes,
tell you exactly
Jimmy.
what it's all about, Gary.
Stand by. It's a beauty. You'll love it, Kaz. You'll love it.
I think you especially will hate it the most.
Am I
You're
in
a
this?
part of it. Yep. And,
Do I know what
and
this
Shane.
is? Do I know what this is?
Well, I don't know what it is.
I know what it is, and so does Bill, and it is horrific.
All right, well, we'll find out, because we're going to take a break. Plenty more still to come on the Footy Show.
Tonight on The Footy Show, we find out if it's all over for Big John O'Brown when we cross to him live to get the latest on his devastating injury. Frankston.
And the siren's going to sound for a little bit longer now.
Ah, yes. That's where Croft took street talk. Thoughts, Tone? Hot. Plus, we get a few players to bring some old-fashioned Hume to the table.
What did the horse say when he got out of the freezer?
With all 3 certainty tips wrong last week, we reveal exactly what's in store for the boys in our first all-in challenge. We honour another old mate with a baggy blue, can't tell you who it is, but his initials start with BT. And we get to the bottom of last week's Sam Newman footy card scandal.
Christy, if you're watching, mate, I'm sorry. Have I met you or not?
A real who's who of Geelong, Forsell. So if you really need a lift, stick around. This is the Footy Show. Nissan Navara, of course, Home Timber and Hardware and sportsbet.com.au. Great friends of ours on the Footy Show. A reminder, Damien Barrett not far away. And if you're worried about where your players could or could not be going or who you might end up with as a footy club, he's going to have all of that ready for you. But this is one of the big games of this round, a top 4 shaper. Sydney take on Collingwood at ANZ Stadium in Sydney. This game Saturday night. Lamb comes out, McGlynn comes in, a fine player, and Kieran Jack potentially on Brownlow medal winning form. They are in 2nd position and going beautifully, the Sydney Swans. 79 points they belted the Bombers by last week. They are going in unchanged, and if they're going to get their way into the top 4, this is a game they must win. Now, just a couple of milestones that we need to respect before we get the players' thoughts on this one. Firstly, from Collingwood, one of our favourites, certainly at Triple M, Gary, Tyson Goldsack, otherwise known as The Sack, plays his 100th game, and he is a very good player, so well done. And an unbelievably good player for the Sydney Swans, formerly of Xavier College and for the Essendon Football Club, Ted Richards, plays his 200th game. So congratulations to him as well. Stevie, what do you think is going to happen here?
I watched the Collingwood-Essendon game and I was really impressed with Collingwood. I think they're coming together at the right time of the year, but up in Sydney, they're a very hard side to beat, Sydney up there, so I'm tipping them.
Perhaps the best midfield depth in the competition, do you think, the Swans?
Yeah, look, I think Sydney will be too strong. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a classic game. I think there'll be only a couple of goals in it, but Kurt Tippett's been in great form since he's come back in, and I think will help get him over the line.
Willis?
I went to the Channel 9 box last week and saw Collingwood. They're very impressive, and with John O'Hare, they're coming along nicely. At ANZ Stadium, no. I think Collingwood will win this one. Collingwood to win,
Well,
guys.
so they'd won 11 in a row, the Collingwood against the Swans, up
Did
until
he
their
say
last
he was
two.
in the Channel 9 box?
Yes,
Oh,
I think he was doing
No, we had a box.
corporate work.
Yeah, at the MCG.
What?
Beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
Any pride of the fleets rolling down, Bill?
There's 15 I had. Had to go home at half time.
Sam, what's
Yeah,
happening?
no, Collingwood, I think, will take the buttered confection up there. Just fading, the Swans.
Oh, yeah.
They're fading.
Oh, yeah, no,
They're having a heap of trouble.
they've got themselves into second position.
second
If they can
Well, if
hold,
they're any good, they'll be top,
if
Gary.
they can hold on to it for us, they'll get a home final in the first week.
Oh,
And I think
well,
that'll be enough to get them
make
across the
sure they
line
get one.
against the Magpies. Now, very important part of the show. Got it up in the second segment. He demanded it. He said, "I've got a big mailbag." Let's have a look at it. Sam's
did.
mailbag. He said, "Put me on early. I've got some real good
No, I
stuff."
didn't say
did
that.
say
Oh,
that.
bullshit. Jonah of Melton. Sammy, keep talking about Essendon, old fella.
Shut up.
If you bring that...
I'll tell you, if you do, that's...
I'm reading a letter out, Mammoth. Keep talking about Essendon, old fella. Me and my mates can't get enough, mainly because we have based a drinking game on your rants. Every time you say puerile, we have one drink. When you say dysfunctional, we have two. And when you say that's enough, I'll shut up, we have four. Mind you, you haven't said that last one yet. Oh, very, very sharp. Well, all right, well, here we are.
Oh, no.
That's right.
The big yard.
Get ready to get pissed, Jonah.
No.
Look at that.
By the way, Sam, we have recorded all your rants back to back since the start of the year. Have a listen, he says. Oh, yeah. And this is what you sound like, Jonah.
Yes.
It would have been good if it came out.
I liked it.
That's what the...
No, no,
Yes,
yeah,
I liked it.
What?
Yeah, it would have been
Good one.
Dave upstairs.
Last one there.
This is what you sound like,
Oh,
Jonah.
we got that. I
Yeah,
know.
no, the next one.
Isn't that so puerile, Gary?
Oh, away he goes.
There he goes.
That's old Jonah down at the bottle shop. Getting ready.
Now, this is from Stu of North Beach, Wa.
WA.
Is that what that is?
Been a big week for you.
Why don't they put Western Australia? How would I know what that...
North Beach one.
How are ya, Sam? Just wondering how JB's teeth are. Oh, this would be good. I used to knock around with him at North Beach Primary.
Oh.
Here is a young Jim. This is young Jim. Look at him.
Look at him.
Oh, Koshy's shaking in his boots.
Yeah, and he reminded us of actually Damo. Here's Damo. And a young Gary. Here's young Gary.
Yes.
You might.
What's happening to the front of the
I
trolley?
was just going to say, Gary was.
Fossil. What's on there?
Gary was proving the theory that premature ejaculation is hereditary.
Oh.
That is, it comes in your genes.
Oh, no. No. Oh, no.
JB's
Look
mum.
at him.
This is
Hey,
still
careful,
stew
this
of
is-
war still
this is
going on
Janie.
here. He says JB's mum used to make him take his toothbrush to school and make him brush his teeth after morning tea, lunch, and after a snack
That
at his.
is absolute rubbish.
Shut up! I'm reading a letter from Stu.
Yes.
After his joint, brush his teeth after a snack at his joint after school. Watching the cricket, my old man nicknamed him Brush Your Teeth Brayshaw.
Oh, nice one.
That is incorrect.
That's true.
I'm not going to use this. Not going to use this for cheap laughs again. But this is the brush. This is the brush Jim used to use.
Oh, come on.
That's right. Ramming the point home. That was it. And he says, an Aussie. We've got an Aussie Rubik's Cube winner here. Now look, this is the new Rubik's Cube out. This is you can buy this at all good.
Oh.
This is. Now, you boys can. We've got a couple of Rubik's Cubes here. See if you can get Fashion Jim into ramming the point home on that. You'll have to actually get the Rubik's Cube out. It's quite difficult.
Travis's mum's here tonight.
And that is really puerile. Seriously. And
Meet his fellow contestants after.
That'll kick this old bloke off.
I love to have a beer with coal.
That's Stu from Western Australia.
That's
Anytime you
Stu
say
from
puerile,
Wa.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Dennis, and of course Denise of Mount Martha. Dear Footy Show, just like to say my daughter was in your audience last week. Her name was Amanda, and probably still is. And she had the broken ankle from playing girls' footy. Her 84-year-old Nan watched the whole show hoping she would see her. Oh, well, maybe next time. Thanks, guys. Sarcastically, she says. Well, shit. We got Amanda back just for Nan. Amanda's in the audience. Now, we spoke to you after the show, Amanda, but unfortunately it didn't suit your Nan because she wanted to see you actually on the show. So you broke your ankle in about 100 places and were carried off on a stretcher, and you had a go at Gary after the show saying, well, at least I didn't scream and weep like he did. Is that right?
That's correct. I did not do a Gary line.
What?
That's it. Gary.
Well, it mustn't have been that bad a break.
It was.
Well, what happened to it?
I dislocated my ankle.
Oh, I broke mine.
I broke my tib and my fib, fractured 3 bones, and tore my main ligament in my foot. And it was completely facing the right. It was 90 degrees facing the right.
All right. Then
And my ankle was on the top of my foot.
Okay, we get the point.
And you didn't cry at all? Didn't cry?
No, I had a little tear because I was meant to go see a best friend in Europe, so I had a little tear about that. But
Well, that
apart
was
from
my
that,
problem.
I actually said, I'm not going to cry because I can't do a Gary line.
Oh, well, I was going to miss a footy trip, so there you
Gary, did you hear what Amanda said twice?
What?
It's now known as doing a Gary line. When you're on the stretcher.
Right. Is it all right now, Amanda? Is it all right now?
Well, I'm in a car still. I'm on crutches.
Well, that's bad luck.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're up and about. And who do you play for?
I play for the Seaford Tigerettes.
Okay. So you'll be back next year bigger and better than ever, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
Well, good luck, because I did. I bounced back pretty quick. Hey, great to have you, Amanda. We wish you all the best.
What do we think of that?
What?
Those puerile.
Puerile, where's Stu? Here's a real one. Have a look at Stu here. That's him going to get... Oh, no, Stu. There it is.
Gary, if you want to be a part of this high-quality
Why
segment,
would you?
you can do it. GPO Box 9, Melbourne, Victoria 3001, sam.mailbag@9.com.au or footyshow.com.au. That's what you do if you want to contribute to Sam's Mailbag. We're going to take a break. Next, we cross to Jonathan Brown live from the Gold Coast. Stick around.
I just usually say like chocolates, and if the remark's yes, then tell them, I've got half a bar. Pretty much.
Yeah, so a guy walks into a bar and he's got a steering wheel down his pants. And the barman goes, mate, you know you've got a steering wheel down your pants. The guy goes, yeah, I know, it's driving me nuts.
So when I was little, my fairy godmother asked me if I wanted a really big penis or a really long memory. Can't remember what I said.
That is awesome.
Welcome back to Footy Show. Some of the AFL greats just giving us their best work. We're going to get an interpreter for Zach Tooheys and we'll work out exactly what that was. Hey, what wasn't a joke on the weekend was seeing one of the greatest players of the modern era limp off the ground with what looked to be at the time a very serious foot injury. We're not sure whether it is season-ending or, in fact, career-ending. Let's ask him. Please welcome Jonathan Brown to the Footy Show. Welcome, Brownie.
Hey, boys.
Welcome. Now, we've got a bit of a delay here. It's about 2 seconds or so stick with us, mate, and let's cut to the chase straight away. You're in the twilight of what has been an extraordinarily great career. Is it the last we've seen of Jonathan Brown on a playing field or not?
Oh, I'm not sure, Gaz. It's still early days. Obviously, the injuries only happened on the weekend, and still waiting to got to go and see the surgeon and see what sort of shape my foot's in when the swelling goes down. But yeah, I'm not sure, mate. I'd love to get back and play another game this year, and I'll try and do my best in the rehab. But if it's not to be this year, well, who knows what the future holds. I've got to work that out going forward, mate.
One of the more serious injuries in football, plantar fascia. Of course, Trav Boak suffered from it and missed quite a bit of footy because of it. Why does it happen, Brownie? Explain what happens here.
Still none the wiser, really, but...
I think your plantar fascia just gets tight, and it feels like you got a stone in your heel, probably in the lead up. But mine had only been, a little bit sore, and I just went out there and tried to turn, and I thought my tape snapped. I heard something snap, and obviously it was pretty painful. So I jogged off, and the doc took my sock off, and the tape was in perfect shape. So we knew something else had gone wrong.
The good news is, Brownie, that your coach, Michael Voss, wants you to play on. I think he's been public in that over the last couple of days, and certainly your teammates and the rest of the footy club. So the decision ultimately will come down to your own.
Yeah, well, Gaz, I suppose that's a nice position to be in, but at the end of the day, I just don't want to go out there and play for the sake of it or play for the money or whatever. At the end of the day, I want to go out and still be able to contribute to my footy team. I love playing the game, but I respect the game immensely, and it's getting harder and harder. So I've just got to weigh up those things over the next few weeks, and come to the right conclusion. Obviously, my body's, been pretty banged up over the years, but physically I'm actually in probably better shape this year than I have been the previous few years. But I've just got to weigh those things up. It's obviously a big commitment to want to get yourself ready for an AFL season, and for me, I'd certainly want to be going the whole year. I've heard talk about, you can just maybe start the year from media commentators and, that help the side transition into the future and going into 2014, but that's not my style. If I'm going to commit, I'm committing for a whole season. That's something I'm just going to have to work out in my own mind and then sit down with the footy club. But if I've played my last game, well, so be it. I can live with that.
Well, Brownie, last question on this. I want to put it on you. I think you sound like a man who has got retirement on his mind, and I don't think you're playing again next year. I think when you've got some uncertainty about it all, I think the right decision's to go. Am I on the right money or not?
Oh, I don't know, Gaz. I honestly don't know. I think everything's just a bit fresh. I've still like to wait to see the surgeon next week, and I'll weigh that up. And look, I still love playing footy, as I said. Gaz, the club's going in the right direction. We've got a fantastic bunch of younger fellas, so I see some real light at the end of the tunnel of what's been a real difficult 3 or 4 years, for the whole team, and obviously me included. So, I'll get to that conclusion, mate. I'm certainly not going to drag it out and turn it into a soap opera and have everyone talking about me. I'm not about that. When I come to this decision, mate, I'll come to the decision and let everyone know.
Good work, Brownie. We all hope you can play again next year, but if you don't, it gives you more time to spend with the Dale Coley, of course. And we've got a picture here of your new bush hideaway. Have a look at it here. It looks like you, Brown Dog. It's unbelievable, the big lockjaw. But you can spend some more time with her, mate.
Well, that's right. I've got Cleopatra at home. I heard it looks like a bit of a Sphinx building, but... No, she's. My 3.5-year-old daughter was complaining this morning that she said, "Dad, are you home again?" So they're already getting sick of me. So maybe I might have to keep playing next year.
Hey, Brownie, I actually wouldn't mind you retiring because never has a man got hold of the Kangaroos more comprehensively than yourself over the journey. And you beat us a while back up there, and I was watching on TV and I saw the three-quarter time huddle. When a man gets his jumper off and exposes the rig,
look at
have a look at this. And just into the huddle he goes. I've never seen a man more comfortable with what he brings to the table.
Well, I was just trying to intimidate the North Melbourne boys. I don't think it worked, Jimmy, because the chest is actually probably one of my lesser parts of my body, mate. It's the boys always hang shit on me about it.
Well, you had the strut, Brownie, and we love the strut. We've got 3 of the biggest strutters ever here. 3 flogs. Have a look at it. Here's Brownie. Have a look at him here. He's got the strut going beautifully. And then have a look at this. James Brayshaw batting there. Hits a 4. And have a look at Brayshaw. Look at me. And Gary Long. Have a look at this. Oh, my goodness, Gazza Fairnigan. Look at this.
Look at you, you wanker.
What? You are a flop.
Let's do on a television thing,
Look
Bill.
at you walking around.
In the off-season, boys, I do catch up with Jimmy down in Port Fairy, close to my family's home, and Jimmy does teach me how to strut on the beaches of Port Fairy. It just gives me, keeps me going.
Can you imagine me and Brownie on the beach?
No, I couldn't. Hey, Brownie, what we need to do is to, defer, as we always do, to the elder statesman on the panel in terms of... We've tried our hardest to get an answer from Brownie and he's still not sure, but you give him some advice on what you think he should do, old Samuel.
Yeah, give it away, mate, honestly and truly. I mean, what do you want to put yourself through? You're half a $6 million man, you've got salves and liniments and ribbons and Kevlar parts, you've got parts of cars in you, you've had your head reconstructed, you've got to run half a marathon every week, you've got to go to clinics, you've got to go to training, you've got to get fit, you've got to take supplements. Mate, give it away and do nothing like us. Come and do a bit of football, be on the footy show, take over from Mrs. Judd when she goes to have a baby, do the weather, do Tats Lotto, do anything. Give it away, mate. What's wrong with you? Harden up.
Well, obviously you didn't listen to your own advice. You didn't listen to your own advice, mate, because you were gifted your last 50 games to get to 300.
Beautiful said, Brownie. Stay with us. We're going to have a look at your game. Richmond take on the Brisbane Lions this Saturday at the MCG. Very big game it is. The Tigers are going beautifully. They rolled Hawthorn by 41 points. Tyrone Vickery back after a week from concussion. Big Orange Stevenson has a spell. Trent Cotchin back to his very, very best last week. The Tigers are outstanding. Revolt kicked 3. And the Brisbane Lions are going along okay as well. 12th on the ladder, 8 wins, 10 losses, beat St Kilda by 31 points last week. Big Source Merritt's gone forward and jagged 3. Please. Got a couple of changes here. Brett Maloney comes back in and Stephen Martin and Lester. Out goes Big Brown Dog, Buick and Golby as well. I think Brisbane have been better than we all thought, and the Tigers, after being up last week, William, at the MCG.
Oh, no.
Don't
be
What are you saying?
Oh, I'm asking you.
No, what are you going to say? Who's going to win?
Get to me at the end.
All right, Richmond wins this one at the MCG. But we might ask Brownie very shortly, is it also the last of one of the other great Brisbane players, Simon Black? Because we don't know where he is. So
are you going to ask him now or after?
Just hold on to that, Brownie. We'll come back to you because Travis Boak's here and he wants to have a chat about Richmond and Brisbane. Righto, Bakey.
Yeah, the Togs played some great footy last week against Hawthorn. I think it's going to be a battle in the midfield with Martin and Cotchin up against Redden and Rockcliffe, but I think the Togs will be too good at home.
Yeah, I think Brisbane's developing really nicely. To be 8 and 10 with the young list they've got is a very good effort so far this year. But Richmond, this is a game that they should win really well, I think. So.
Before we go to you, Force, before I go to you, Jono, you've had a great relationship with Brownie, on and off the field. I think the end of season you like to get together and have a couple of quiet ones, but on field, we love seeing you two get close to each other. And I think when Big Brownie's lining up for a goal, you like to offer him a little bit of advice. I think you just sneak in here. What's this all about?
I'm not sure if Brownie's memory's been knocked about from the hits he's had, but if I should ask him, are you still aware that you owe me 50, Brownie?
You're not allowed to bet on footy.
No, we bet in beers.
Mate, actually, I do remember, though, I missed that goal that you bet me on recently, mate, but about 5 years ago you bet me $50 when I was about 60 metres out, but I actually got a 50-metre penalty. He put me in the goal.
Hang on, that happened. I bet him $50 about, it wasn't dollars, it was beers.
Yeah, because you're not allowed a beer.
About 5 minutes earlier, I said, I'll have 50 on it with you, and he missed the goal, and then he took a mark about 60 metres out, or 55 out, about 3 or 4 minutes later, and he turned around and he said, double or nothing. And I said, yeah, righto. And the next thing, one of my teammates ran through the marks and put him on the goal. It was all square. So at the moment, I think I'm 50 up.
Yeah. All right. Well, who's going to win there for us, please?
Well, on behalf of Shane Crawford, I'd like to apologise to Richmond again for not tipping them to beat Hawthorn. But, yeah, so Shane's bad judgment. But Richmond, I think, will beat the Brisbane Lions. If they're going anywhere, they've got to beat them, don't they? If they're going anywhere, Gary.
I think that's why they are legitimate finals worthy this year, because there is a in the past this may have been a game they dropped.
Might have choked.
No, just perhaps relax.
No, they might have.
No, relax.
Not now, they
won't. Not now.
I think next time we do a cross with Brownie up on the Gold Coast, we could put him right in the middle of that motorway. Yeah. Now, Brownie, am I right in saying that you have Campbell Brown with you from the Gold Coast Suns, that you're going to have a double Brown out to dinner tonight?
No, I didn't know. We went out last night for dinner, so Brownie's a no-show tonight. I told him we'll turn up here, but he's a no-show, getting ready for his big game against the D's on Saturday night.
Well, mate, we wish you well. Oh, sorry, Gary.
Simon Black.
We had about 40 pieces. We had about 40 pieces of pizza though, and yeah, Simon Black. He trained last night, Billy.
Yep.
Just waiting for. He'll probably train again next week, and he's a good chance of playing against GWS next week.
Good.
What about next year, Brownie? Do you think he's going to play on?
He might. I think he certainly. I don't think he would have. He's certainly been happy with the way the season's finished. He's obviously missed a lot of games, missed the last 5 or 6 weeks, and I think he'd like to go out in his own terms, and he might want to go around again. We'll wait and see.
Tell him to give it away too, mate.
Well, mate, we haven't got many older blokes up here, Sammy, so we might need a bit of leadership.
Hey, Brownie, if the two of you go, that's 6 premierships. You've both been unbelievable footballers, and we appreciate you jumping on the link. Good luck with the Foot and good luck with the Bears. Lions, I should say, this weekend.
Why? Why have I got that in here?
Look at this man.
Why have you got that in there? That's a good question. That's your box. Why have you got a piece of
And
beef
what else
in
have
there?
you got in there?
Well, why have I got the meat in it? Because
yeah,
you said his injury was likened to. Why have I got this in here?
No. And what else?
Plantar fascia.
No, you don't need...
Gary.
There was an article, I believe.
Why have I got this prop? If we're not
There's
going to
this
use...
article. It said perhaps the best way to visualise the fascia would be to take a trip down your local butcher and opt for the expensive cuts of meat.
All right.
But we didn't pursue it any further, so just leave it in there till next week. There'll be all right.
All right. What were you
going to do with it?
I was going to explain. I was going to explain when you mentioned about the meat.
Well, show me how it tears, plantar fascia. How did it tear?
Well, you were going to explain it and I was going to demonstrate it.
Well, we didn't get to the meeting this week, if you wonder.
There you go, that's how it tears.
Oh, there it is, right. And what have you got them for?
And they just for visual humour?
That was just...
Just a visual crispy?
Well, eyeballs.
They're riding high. Normally they're down the bottom.
We're going to bring meat out. I'd bring out the meat and 2 veg, Gary. I mean...
Something you haven't seen for a while.
All right, we need to get to a break. We've got Damien Barrett to join us next on the Footy Show with all of your news. Stick around. Welcome back to the Footy Show. Just a reminder, 3 certainties wrong last week. We're going to announce an all-in punishment that has to be seen to be believed. But now with the latest in news, the best newsbreaker in the game by a long, long way, Damien Barrett is here, everyone.
Hello, JB, Sam and Gus.
Hello, Warren.
Start tonight, JB. There's been mixed messages about what Carlton Footy Club will be doing with its playing list at the end of this particular season. We can tell you tonight that they are planning for one of the biggest clean-out seen in AFL. There's going to be up to 10 changes and possibly more changes will be made. That's what they're planning for as we speak tonight. There's not going to be too many players outside an obvious select few who are going to escape being thrown up and talked about when it comes to the trade period. Sean Hampson, a man who is loved by the footy club. Every single person at that footy club loves him and he loves being at that footy club. He's going to be one of those players in this zone, Gaz. He's under contract for next year, but he does have currency. That currency will be explored by Carlton and there is interest in him, significant interest in him out there. Eddie Betts, there's been a lot of noise made about him going to Adelaide for a particular figure. We can also tell you that North Melbourne is interested in adding Eddie Betts to their list. Now, they've discussed him. He's good friends with Lindsay Thomas, and they will go down the path of trying to secure him as a restricted free agent when that time comes.
Just a minute.
Just hold up, Warrior.
Just a minute,
Jimmy.
What?
Well, it's no good him breaking the news if you're not going to confirm it or deny
I'm
it.
not on list management, Foss. I don't have anything to do with it.
How pathetic is that? Jim, you're the titular head.
Yeah, I am.
And a numbskull. Go ahead
Maybe
and tell us. Go ahead.
Foss, I have nothing to do with list management at the
Jim,
football club.
would it surprise you if your club were making a play for Eddie Betts?
One of the better small forwards in the competition,
that as a
Gary. I
given.
would have
Why
thought
did
that
you
all
write Hampson down there?
Because I'm just ticking them off as Damo mentions
I
them.
see. You're just noting down the ones that you think
Did you
might...
read between the lines then, or did you jump all over what he said? Of course North are into him. He just confirmed it.
I have no idea
Gary,
of who
just, look at me. Do you think I'm stupid?
Well...
Yes, we do. Damo, we're interrupting you. Keep going.
We'll go on to another player, another club, Dustin Martin. There's still a lot to play out here for him to remain a Tiger. He's currently on a deal, guys, worth $500,000 a year, and that offer was made, or that deal was made, when the threat and the spectre of GWS was coming into the competition, and they made Dusty a good offer. He wanted $650,000 to stay. He's brought it back to about $600,000, but all that's being offered by the Tigers is around about $510,000, $520,000 a year for him to stay. Now, that figure is actually going rate. There is interest in him, but it's certainly not at an interest levels any higher than that particular figure, despite him having what is considered by many to be a very good season.
You've written that down.
Oh, I'm just interested in what Damien's saying.
This is a shopping list right here.
I want to ask Steve Johnson, 3 premierships in the last 5 years, the Cats. Would you have one footballer at your club on $650,000?
I don't think in those premiership years we would have, no, but maybe a couple might be creeping up towards that figure now, maybe Joel Selwood or maybe Harry Taylor. But
or you?
Certainly got to take a little bit less if you want to have that success, I think.
It's a lot of money.
Very specific numbers there, Warrior. So do you think...
I don't know. They're the most important players, so...
Yeah. And I wasn't talking about it. Do you think he'll stay? That's the bottom line.
Yeah, I do think he'll stay, but he's going to have to get his head around staying for a figure that's very close to the one he's currently on and has been on for 2 seasons already. Gary...
Now, listen, just on another... Ruckman. They don't tend these days to be taking the draft. Clubs are more content to let opposition clubs take them and nurture them and then come in with a big offer somewhere down the track. They look at a club that's got 1, 2 or 3 ruckmen, target one. One of those ruckmen is Shane Mumford. It is, as Bell Chambers is at Essendon. But like Martin, there's still a fair bit to play out between him and his club, the Sydney Swans. There was progress made a couple of weeks ago. His management did speak to the club about him staying as a Swan. But again, there is significant interest in him, and a club that is looming, Gaz, is Hawthorn on that front. It's one that hasn't yet been revealed, but they will be paying particular attention to what happens to him and the Swans. He wants a longer-term deal than the one the Swans are currently offering him.
Jim hasn't written down Mumford.
So not interested?
No, he's not interested, no.
You might be interested in this topic, Sam Essendon. We know that decisions relating to fines and draft picks and loss of premiership points potentially will be made by the AFL by early next week. That's when those decisions will be made. But just to clear up a couple of issues, Gaz, one particularly, the players concerned in this, there are absolutely no guarantees as to what will happen to them out of this. And Matt Finnis actually expressed that today. He being the head of the AFL Players Association, he addressed the Essendon players, told them that there are no guarantees. He's told other people that privately.
Matt Finnis was quoted in the paper today saying that Angus Monfries is no longer at Essendon. did have a guarantee.
I'm not sure he was quoted as saying that, and if he was, that would be totally wrong because he can't give that guarantee to anyone. ASADA is the only body that can give it. I had a good chat with John Fay, the head of WADA, which oversees ASADA. He's comfortable, very comfortable with this being an interim report being handed down. It's unusual practice, it must be said, that the ASADA report is an interim one only. He flagged the possibility, as head of WADA, that this could actually drag on, that this ASADA report into Essendon could drag on for any number of months, even from here down the track. It's an open investigation, one that was not going to be wrapped up for some time by way of finality by ASADA. And just getting back to that initial point, when the AFL does make its call on Essendon, the club will most likely be given 14 days to respond, which would come under the natural justice terminology. And do you want to say anything?
No.
Sam?
There'll be time for that later.
Mate, honestly, how could Essendon get a fair outcome with all the speculation, the circumstantial evidence, the innuendo, the rumours, people just delivering nonsense every other day about what's going on? And I'm telling you, no one has found that Essendon have done anything wrong so far, and they probably won't. And it'll be the greatest rough justice. It'll be the greatest rough justice. I'll wrap that. It'll be the greatest rough justice of all time,
Hopefully
Gary.
next week we can talk about the decision as opposed to what might happen. Finally, Warrior, because we've got something very important we need to do.
Yes, we have.
The goal line technology. We believe that the AFL are going to have another crack at it.
Yeah, they have. They've been privately trialling what they deem to be a highly sophisticated ball tracking software package, guys. They've been trialling it privately. They're going to unveil it publicly. It's basically going to be integrated into the official matchday broadcast in round 22, possibly. If not round 22, certainly by round 23.
What is it?
The AFL, it says it's a major advance, Sam, on how they can actually adjudicate these controversial or hard to determine goal incidents. And basically, in a nutshell, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 particular camera shots of a goal incident will be able to be viewed at the same time as live.
How about some
round
goal
22
umpires
or round
with good
23,
eyesight?
that will be added to the match day broadcast. And it's a significant advance, JB. I know you love that topic.
It is very important that we get it right. Way too often we stuff it up and it's embarrassing for our code, so I think that's a good thing.
Like cricket.
They like
it. Thank Damien Barrett,
right.
please, who comes along each and every week with the best news and up-to-date news in the business. Now, they were very important topics that we need to sort out. This, we think, is one of the most pressing issues in football right at the moment. Now, we want to cast your mind back to last week's footy show when this surprising admission was made from Samuel over a couple of his former teammates.
Yes.
He wandered down to the card factory, not sure where it was, out in Preston or somewhere.
Where's this going,
And discovered that, well, I'll tell you where it's going. There were a couple of players with cards that Samuel himself didn't have a card, and that upset him. Rod Stokes was one of them. Stokesy. And Gordon Lindquist was the other, who we have since found out his name was actually Greg.
Yeah. So you'd cut me some slack that I've never heard of Gordon Lindquist.
But you know Greg?
Pardon?
You know Greg?
Not really. But that's irrelevant.
Okay, so the staggering thing is that you've played with Stoker. And you
I played with him?
Yes, and you didn't realise that. And the other thing is you got another card handed to you at Bungaroo on the weekend by one of the men out there.
Yeah.
His name's Bruce Thompson.
That's right.
There's another one that you played with and you couldn't remember.
No, I couldn't.
You couldn't remember these blokes.
I don't know Bruce Thompson. He's probably a charming man.
Gary,
I apologise to these players.
Well, this is 1973. We need to explain this to you. 1973, when Sam was vice-captain of the club,
don't back over.
played for Victoria
it's
and was in his prime and can't believe he didn't have his own card.
So what we thought we'd do tonight is...
What did we think we'd do?
What we thought we'd do is give you another opportunity, because this upset these men enormously that their great hero and vice-captain didn't recognise them, so we're going to bring them out tonight.
What?
Right. In a lineup of former Geelong players, and Samuel...
That's it.
Now, Samuel, I want you, Samuel... I want you to walk over there, Samuel.
Yes, Sam.
And
Come on.
what you need to do first of all is identify your former great mate and teammate, Brucey Thompson, for us.
All right, Bruce
See
Thompson.
there if you can find Bruce. Come on.
Where's Tomo?
Just wander over and there's...
You were captain.
Shut up.
Yeah. There they are, some great figures.
I'm sorry about this,
Where's
boys.
Bruce?
That's silly, Doug.
Don't
Bruce,
ask them their names.
One question.
Bruce Thompson.
Bruce.
Do you remember playing with me, Bruce?
Of course.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Where did you play, Bruce?
Position? Or
Yeah, position.
mainly fullback?
Don't tell me you're Bruce Thompson. Are you?
Yes.
Mate, nice hair. I would have remembered that hair if you'd... I'd have no idea.
You don't know who Bruce is?
Well, I don't. Do you,
Well,
Bill?
you played with him.
Yeah.
Now, could Bruce step forward and introduce himself to his former vice-captain, if you'd be so kind? Yes, Bruce.
Good to see you after 30-odd years.
Thank you, Bruce. Did we play in the same side together?
2 senior games, yeah.
Did I have to introduce you to the umpire when, or...
Yes, you did.
Shit.
Now, Bruce,
Bruce,
how did you feel when you found out that
Bruce,
Samuel couldn't quite recall you?
It was a bit of a joke, Bruce.
No, it
Please
wasn't.
don't take it.
No, it
Shut
wasn't.
up.
You didn't know?
Well, it has been well over 30 years, so...
30? It's been more than that, mate. What year did you play?
75.
There's Brucey. There's his card there,
71 to
fullback.
77.
70... What card? 73 the card was? That's more than 30 years, mate, isn't it?
Well...
It's 40 years.
All right.
Well, we might try and sort it out in the ad break. We've got a half hour attend to.
What about Stoker?
What we need to do is now find Stokesy.
Rod Stokes.
Rod Stokes.
Well done, Brucey.
You know it's not the man on
What
the
about
end.
the bloke on the end?
You know it's not the man on the end. Who is that?
That's Pierre.
That is Pierre. That's the greatest kick of a football ever, and one of the premier goal kickers in the whole of the AFL, VFL history, Doug Wade.
Hello.
And I know we haven't got time, but he does a very good impersonation of Pierre and sings and plays a little accordion if he wants to entertain the
Very
crowd.
nice,
We might get that down in a minute, Doug. It's lovely to see you, but we want you to... Righto, Doug, shut up. We're going to find Rod Stokes for us.
Stoker.
10 games.
Mate, I don't know Rod
Can
Stokes.
Rod Stokes please step forward and
Is that
introduce
Rod?
himself to
Where's
Sam
Rod?
Newman?
Yes.
Now, Rod, how many games did you play with the old force?
Played 10 senior games.
I played 10 games with you, Rod, did I?
Yeah. Not with you. I played 10 games with Geelong. I played a couple with you, Sam.
Did you in the seniors?
In the seniors. Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah.
What year was that?
71, 72.
Yeah.
Hey, Foss, not only did you play with Rod Stokes, otherwise we like to refer to him as Stoker, you were also present at his wedding.
Oh, no!
There's the wedding party. And look at the enforcers that snuck in. Look at him. Look at this.
Is that fair dinkum?
And engagement party.
You went to Stoker's wedding and engagement party.
You've doctored that
No,
up.
you have not.
Why did I do that?
Because you were invited, Sam.
Shit. Were you there, Doug?
No.
Hey, Rod, you've driven down from where?
Well, last Thursday night on the Footy show, I was in Rockhampton.
Is that
So
right?
I've headed home. Once I heard the news,
Rod,
and I've seen it on
terribly
the...
sorry. How is your wife? You're
Oh,
still...
she's good. Johnny McCabe's daughter. You remember Johnny
Yeah,
McCabe?
Johnny
the
McCabe,
golfer?
yeah. You remember Johnny McCabe?
Have no idea.
Oh, that's...
Hey, Rod
is-
and Bruce and all the gentlemen, we appreciate you coming down so much. And Samuel, I'm sure you have some catching up to do after the show. Before we say goodbye, Doug, explain to us what Doug's on about here, please, Samuel.
Doug does a little impromptu floor show at
Yes.
any function. He got a little piano accordion. He
A
does...
button.
Have we
Sorry,
got
a
one?
pudding.
What?
It's a pudding accordion.
A button. It's a
We
button.
got one. A little red hen, he does.
No.
He does a little squeeze box and he does a little floor show, a little
For any
routine.
good reason, or just...
Hey?
For any good reason?
No, at the drop of a hat, he'll do it. Very good, Doug.
Thank you. Not tonight, though. A bit risque.
It's a bit risque. We couldn't put it on here because we're just trying...
And you, of course, and Doug were in business for many years and sold hair care products
Oh, I'm
through the
getting
Western
sick of
District.
this.
Doug had a very good run up the country. He had a nice weekly run up there. Didn't sell any products, but he went up there a hell of a lot.
Unfortunately, we both went to the same place at the same time.
Well married, Doug.
Well, hey, we love you guys coming in. We really appreciate it. Great to see Bruce. And also, Rod. And
thanks very
also to Johnny and Darren and Noel for coming in as well. We might have to turn the mics down, these two, because they...
How did you got Bob?
Oh, listen.
They just got you out of the crowd.
No. I'm working with Ripley's.
Here's Sam just running his own show over here. You want to take the gentleman backstage, perhaps, Samuel? Bill's going to take us through this game. It is Geelong taking on Port Adelaide.
Saturday afternoon, Simmons Stadium. And the Cats not happy with their disappointing loss last week. 5 players have been dropped here. Hunt, Smets and Blixards are all out. In comes Pods. Rivers, good to see Rivers back in that back line. Christensen's back, Stringer and Joshy Walker back into the side there. Stevie J, pretty good last week. Take on Port Adelaide. And beautifully led by their captain, Travis Boak, and Chad Wingard was unbelievable last week, kicking 5 goals and the winning one. Just one change, Stewart out with a broken wrist. And Blee comes in. Tell us a bit about Blee.
Yeah, Nathan Bleasy comes in for his first game this year. He played a few games last year for us. He's just a reliable backman, and he'll come in and play his role. And it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, it's the hardest game of footy going down to Geelong. And we won down there, I think, in 2007 was the last time. So it's going to be tough, but we're looking forward to it.
Travs, what have we got? You want you to tell us about a couple of these players. You come and sit down,
I'm
Sam.
coming now. Yeah, I didn't want to walk across the back of the camera.
No, well, it's nice to have you back. Hamish Hartlett, I think, been rated potentially as a superstar, maybe a Brownlow medalist down the track, in good nick.
Yeah, look, Hamish is a quality footballer. I mean, what we forget, he's only played about 60-odd games, and he's still learning his craft, and he's going to be a super player for the club. And he's got a ripper right foot. He kicked a massive goal on the weekend. He does that a lot for the club.
The big ruckman, Lobby, how do you pronounce it?
Yeah, Matty Lobby.
Yeah,
look, he's quality. He's one of those guys that's in there every day working on his craft, and he's fantastic having the side.
And Oliver Wines, a first-year player, what an impact he's had.
Yeah, the big bull, Kenny calls him. He's come in and just made a massive impact. I mean, probably similar to what Joel did in his first year at Geelong. He's just come in and loves to contest the ball, and he's been super for us.
Been a great story, Port Adelaide. The Cats are finals bound, no question about that. Just a matter of a top 4 spot, and the home final is what it's all about for you, Stevie. I feel a bit for Billy Smeds. I think he only played about 8 minutes of footy on the weekend, didn't he? And he's made his way out of the side. But some big ins. Pods is great to have back in. And Christensen we haven't seen enough of this year.
Yeah, Bundy's been out for a couple of weeks with a hamstring, so it'll be good to have him back. It's unfortunate for a few of those guys that have been dropped, but we've had a lot of players playing really decent footy at VFL level, so the depth of our list at the moment it's a real strong point for us. And those guys that get their opportunity, Pods is a big in for us. So yeah.
All right, Stevie, you're in the midfield now. You run that show with Jolie. Who's your preferred rucking starter, please? Because you've dropped West, you've dropped Blitzarves.
At the moment, Nathan Vardy.
That is at the moment. But who's your number one?
Well, Dawson Simpson came in a few weeks ago, and he started to do a really good job for us, and we're starting to win a few hit-outs, and it made it a lot easier for us blokes at ground level. But he's unfortunately been injured, so I think the mix could change. It's just going to depend on who's playing the best.
That's not settled. That's an area there in your side that is not settled.
Yeah, it's not settled. That's for sure. But I'm sure those guys will go back. Blitzarves will go back to the VFL and West, and they'll push for their spot later in the year.
Samuel?
Well, I think Geelong, if they play sensible, clinical, simple football, predictable to those they play with and unpredictable to those that they play against, they should take the win.
Haven't done much wrong. The Port Adelaide boys have not done much wrong. They've been amazing. But I think down there it might be a task a little beyond them, but they've been great. Do you remember Rod now?
That's
Stokesy. No. He drove down, you know. He drove.
I went to his wedding.
You did.
You doctored that. I didn't go to his wedding.
Those two blokes look considerably younger than you, with no help.
well, they are considerably younger than me.
Are they?
Yeah, they are considerably younger than me.
All right. Well, it's nice to catch up with them, though.
And Doug.
Doug. What's Doug doing?
No, it was lovely to have him in. We appreciate them making the time to come in. We're going to take a break. Plenty more still to come on the Footy Show.
Still to come, Dwarf blows his horn in Frankston.
Essendon with all their doping scams. We're not allowed to talk about Essendon, and we're not allowed to talk about drugs. Oh, come on. No, we're not allowed to go there. Oh, what?
Big Willis delivers a cracking footy legends. BT gets angry, Oh, and he also gets a baggy blue.
Just for the footy show this is. It'll be on tomorrow night, so you're all going to be on it. What about this?
No, it will not, Bill.
Plus, we get a glimpse at what's in store for Gaz, Croft and Sam for getting their certainties wrong. That's what's left tonight on The Footy Show.
Welcome back to The Footy Show, and also welcome our James Bogues draft team of the week here in the audience tonight. We have the Peninsula Roll Boys and also the Waverley Blues. So lovely to have them in the audience. Again this year, James Bogues draft donating $1,000 to each of our panellists' local footy club. And Trav Bogue, your local footy club is?
Yeah, Torquay Football Club.
Fantastic. $1,000 heading down there. Time for Almost Footy Legends. Billy Roy.
Well done, Gaz. The Torquay Tigers straight into it here. Scotchtown versus Forrest Stanley. Have a look at this. The young fella takes a mark and then eats some grass. Oh, it does a flip. Let's have a look at that in replay. Not a bad grab, but then just, oh, that's got to hurt, Steve-O.
Next up, we've got Yarrawonga versus Cora Rutherglen. Now, this bloke could be a football legend. Brendan Favola kicks a pretty simple little goal there, but watch Fev now.
What's he doing?
He jumps the fence and he decides to give himself a bit of a clap. Come on, Fev.
Come on, Fev. And Melbourne Grammar versus Brighton Grammar. There's 3 points in it. It's late in the game. And he kicks it off the ground. Oh, you beauty. Have a look at that. 3 points down, kicks a goal. That is not a bad. That's Stevie J like. Which one did you like, Stephen?
I like number 3.
Righto, we'll ask the crowd. Number 1? Number 2? Oh, I like that. Or number 3? There we go with number 3. Well done to old Tommy Wilkinson. You have won this.
Thanks to James Bogues' draft, our weekly winner takes home $1,000 cash, while our runners-up receive $500 each. Sponsoring over 150 local clubs, James Bogues' draft is a proud supporter of grassroots footy. At the end of the year, our runner-up pockets $20,000 cash thanks to Deep Heat, providing fast, temporary relief from muscle aches and strains.
Deep Heat
is the stuff of legends. Thanks to our great friends at Home Timber and Hardware, our major prize winner takes home a mega toolbox full of $40,000 cash. That's going to come in handy for that renovation you always wanted. So if you want to do it right, go where the tradies go, Home Timber and Hardware.
Yes, indeed. The best prizes in footy. Send your entries to Almost Footy Legends, GPO Box 9, Melbourne 3001. Don't forget, you can upload your legends directly to our website at thefootyshow.com. Over to you, Jimmy.
Yeah, very nicely done, Willis. Let's get to Metricon Stadium. The next game involves the Gold Coast Suns and Melbourne. And Gold Coast are doing what all good interstate sides do, and that's becoming very hard to beat at home. There is a very big milestone in this game. I'm going to get Bill Brownless to take a look at that in just a sec. Bernal is a very good player. Prestia is starting to really show us what he's capable of. They're going to be a very good side in a short space of time. Melbourne. What's happened to the Tomp?
The Tomp!
He's out, our man, the Tomp.
Come on.
And Mackenzie and Davis come in this game Saturday night, Metricon Stadium. And Bill, one of the all-time greats of the game in any era has got a milestone.
Just not as good as his old man. Gary Ablett, 250 games. That is sensational. Well done to Gazza. Of course, two-time premiership player, best and fairest, all-Australian. He's done it all. An absolute superstar. And I'll tell you what I like. No chains there at the Gold Coast. They're very happy with their setup. They should have won last week against the West Coast Eagles. And they'll win at home at Metricon. Bokey.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Bill. I think Precia's been in fantastic form this year. And I love watching O'Meara go about it. I think he could be, up there with the best players in the comp in a few years. He's learning from the best in Gaz. So, yeah, I think they'll get over the line.
Hey, Jono. We have on this show said on occasions that you were reasonably confident that Gazza would come back to the Cats. If not confident, hopeful. He said through the week that he would like to open negotiations to extend his contract. Still got 2 years to go at the Gold Coast Suns. I thought this was an interesting tweet. This is the official Geelong website. It said, Gaz Jr. signals will stay a Sun and we are more than happy with Smets and Caddy for the next 10 to 12 years. So just firing one back across the bow.
I'm not sure who wrote that. I think we'd be happy with Smets and Caddy for the next 10 years, and Gary if he would like to come back. The door's certainly open for him. He's been an unbelievable player for our club, and now he's gone up to the Gold Coast and shown just what a great player he is. You've got to give up now, though, surely.
You give up on him coming back now.
I think, we're happy with where we're at, but, you know, if Gazza ever wanted to come home, he's played close to 200 games. It's not done yet.
No, he said he wants to stay.
He's still signed for 2 more years.
Why would he want to come home?
Because that's where he lives.
Buddy said he
home
wants
is
to stay at
home.
Hawthorn
Home is
yesterday.
home.
What's that, Stevie?
I think Buddy said he wants to stay at Hawthorn
You're saying
yesterday.
he doesn't want to?
That's not
Well,
done.
you don't know. It's not done. So
Oh,
we'll
all right then,
just see what happens.
All right then.
Force?
Yeah. Gary, if we can't beat Greater West Sydney, the old Bees,
No.
how in the hell can we go up to Metricon and take the points up there, Gary?
I don't think we can, sadly, for the old demons. The old year's coming to an end. Slowly.
It's
It wasn't.
pathetic, isn't it?
No. Well, yes, it's
What's
close
pathetic?
to pathetic.
Yeah,
You're dead
it's
right.
pathetic.
So we'll just have to wait for next year. Will we?
How long have you been saying that?
Shut up, fat. Right. We are going to take a look at Adelaide.
Oh, come on, Gary.
Take on North Melbourne.
Get stuck into this one.
Sunday day afternoon over at Amy Stadium. The Crows were good against Bokey's boys, but the last 5 minutes they just gave up 3 or 4 goals. Dangerfield back in the side makes an enormous difference. The porpoise is back. He's got over that lower back problem.
He has the buttock area.
Rory Sloan also in. Kangaroos want to win, they had. 8 wins, 10 losses, beat the Cats by 10. Wells was unbelievable with 4. Bastanak keeps kicking goals. Mackenzie's been omitted. Greenwood, Sirikowski, Harper and Garner come into the squad. This might be a travesty for your side, Jim. The best side outside of the 8. And I don't think they're going to get there, William.
No, they are. They're top 6 side, North Melbourne, going on last week, Jim.
Not. They're 10th.
Well, they could be a top 6 side. What's the money? This is going to be an interesting game, this one.
Yeah, sportsbet.com.au.
Exactly, Gaz. Well done there. Adelaide at home.
Adelaide at home?
Yeah.
Mikey?
Yeah, it's a tough one, but I think I might go with your mob, JB. I think the Kangas will get it done. They looked fantastic last week, and I reckon they'll get the win.
Yeah, I agree with Bokey on this one, Jim. You'll be happy if they play anywhere close to what they did last week. I think they'll get the job done.
Well, it's rare praise from you, Stevie. Yes. Because you've put that much SH1T on the Kangaroos over the journey. Are you finally coming around? Or?
No, always loved the Kangaroos.
You got personal with it too at the races?
My second side. I played a couple of games in the seconds there before I played down at Geelong. So.
Did you? What happened there, Jim?
Yeah. I tell you, he's been savaged us for a decade, Stevie, so it's nice to hear something positive.
Brad Crouch is going to be a star. Bokey over there in Adelaide, they're getting around him at the moment?
Yeah, I think he's starting to get a bit more publicity now. He's, he's only first year this year, but we saw firsthand last week what he can do, and he cleaned us up in the first half and really racked up the possession. So.
Are you still eyeing getting into the finals by default, Jim, are you?
We'd take it a week at a time, Foss. This is a big game. We've got to get on a plane, get into state, beat a good opponent. Yeah. That's what we do. Don't worry about anything else.
Well, if one of the sides loses their points, you would take up their position.
Oh, no, you just leave them with 7 teams. That'd make sense.
And so you should.
A team just advances on their own.
If you're sick of the way that the whole competition is fabricating Essendon's demise, why don't you be a member of Essendon, get 100,000 members and show that you're not putting up with being railroaded out of a competition.
Who's going to win this game?
How did Essendon work their way into Adelaide?
Yeah. No, because one of these two sides, if they lose their points, will sneak in.
What'd you say, Sam? What'd you say?
Hey?
What'd you say? Come on, say it.
Adelaide or North Melbourne? He's gone. We can't get a tip out of him, Gary.
Well, I think it's going to be a very good game. A hard one to tip, but I saw the Kangas last Friday night, and I think they might be a little bit too good for that.
I'll tell you what, we are going to a break, but we are not far away from telling you exactly what's going to happen to Sam and Gary and Shane, and this is ugly. It's going to be the worst of all of the certainty punishments. They're going to have to spend a lot of time together in a very small space for a very long time. Do not go away. That's coming up on the Footy.
Off incident, Bill, just the one time.
Oh, Brian, that is very silly.
I think it's a bit silly to worry about that.
Be careful. He felt it wasn't touched. Duckworth goes down in a headlock.
Hey, what about when Liverpool come to town? You're outstanding. The help that you gave Sam and Shane, you gave those boys nothing.
Now listen, you blokes, off. Please go now, Bill.
Congratulations. Panelist 148. There it is there. Let's get a photo. There's Brian.
some vision force that I never, ever get tired of watching.
Fantastic.
When he grabs Bill Duckworth in a headlock, that is as good.
He said it was a one-off.
Yeah, that's
those 15 incidences. and he's with 7. He's doing a great job, and we should mention that.
No,
and
absolutely.
Lewis Martin
He was a
said
little
it's
nervous.
okay. He's a little nervous.
It wasn't ambushing by us at the Assumption College Festival.
There was.
Hey, mate.
But he took it in great spirit.
Don't worry, he is a gilt-edged superstar, Bristol, and we love him, and thanks for doing that.
We've been to Assumption 6 years in a row now, so his kids are all through. And hopefully, Brian, that's the end of it.
Hey, Willis, big game. Carlton, the Western Bulldogs.
Yes, huge game Saturday at Etihad, and Carlton very disappointing last week, beaten by 36 points against Freo. The coach said some players had stinkers, and out is Crazzo with a calf, Cruiser out with a calf, Lucas and Mitch Robinson omitted again, and in comes Jared Waite. Now that's a big in there. Warnock, good to see Menzel in there, and Bootsma comes in and take on the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs had 96 tackles last week. They were very good, hard at the ball. And Austin, Jones and Wood comes in. Talia has a spell, Hunter has a spell, and McRae out with soreness. Ryan Griffin is a star, 41 touches. Spindle Shanks had kicked 3 goals. Tommy Liberatore is a very good player. It's a close game, this one, boys.
Well, it is now the Cruiser's out, William.
Exactly.
Will Minson's been in ripping form.
You've got to go with Carlton, but just.
Yeah, I think the Doggies will get up as well. I think they're a very good contested and clearance side, so I think they might get over the line.
Yeah, I agree. I think
The Dogs.
They went with Sydney last week. They went with them for 3 quarters, and Sydney just ran over the top in the end. But they've got some great clearance players, the Dogs, and Liberatore. He's signed on again this week. He's going to be a gun for the next 10
if you're
years.
a Carlton fan, get down, because Damien Barrett reckons 10 or 12 of them won't be there next year. They're clearing them out. So if you want to see that skeleton side playing, get down and have a look at them.
Not a good week to be dropped on the Not a good week to be dropped on the night that no announces that.
They could not lose to the Western.
You had them on top of the ladder.
Yes, and I'm reassessing that particular tip, but they couldn't lose to the Western Bulldogs.
Hey, guys, just quickly, I know you've got some big announcements there, but we need to congratulate these 2 footy clubs, Carlton and the Western Bulldogs, because they're getting behind National Bowel Cancer Awareness charity, the Jodie Lee Foundation. A lady who's known to me, her husband... Nick Lee, otherwise known as B. They lost the beautiful Jodie due to bowel cancer. She was only 41, and 17,000 FOSS Australians will be diagnosed with bowel cancer this year alone. It is a very serious but treatable condition if you get onto it early enough. iknowsomeone.com.au. They're throwing a good weight behind these 2 clubs. Mark Murphy, the great Stephen Kernahan, Dermot Brereton will be supporting the campaign. So early screening is what this is all about. iknowsomeone.com.au and help a wonderful cause.
Well said, and well done to those 2 footy clubs. Also, a couple of big milestone games. Number 1 draft pick, Bryce Gibbs, plays his 150th game. Well done to young Brycelet. And the man that I think is the most underrated player, and he's an excitement machine at Carlton, and the real strength behind them. Dennis Armfield plays game number 100.
Oh, Dennis.
Jim.
What?
It's a moderate applause for
Dennis.
Now,
this is a mustachioed flyer.
And a man who really likes to join up. So if you don't mind, Dennis Armfield.
Hey!
Come on. Much better. Underrated player.
He is.
We had a segment a couple of years ago, the Gary Coleman medal. Sadly, the little champ passed away. So we parked the medal for a year, but last week we got it up and about again. So it's time now for the Angry Owl.
Let's have a look at the nominations this week. This is Charles Swartzel, who hates it. He's trying to get out of the rough here. Have a look at this. I love seeing this because that's exactly what I do. He's thrown the club and busted it. Well done there. That is fantastic. Look at him there. Not happy at all, big Charles. Is it Charles? There he is. Look at this muscle man trying to open up a bowl of water. We all know how easy it is to open a bowl of water. Here he goes. He cannot open it. Oh, Muscles. Come on, Muscles. Here's Jeff Thompson. He's had a fair day at the cricket. Look at Tomo. It's a weekend at Bernie's type of stuff here for Jeffrey Thompson. I'll tell you what, if it was a bottle of supplements he'd open it, don't worry about that. He gives it to some bird to open. And have a look at a nice little boat ride here. Just a nice little ride down.
Watch the
driver.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Oh, I don't know what happened to him. He might have taken a turn.
Oh, Jesus.
Have a look at that.
Oh, jeez.
We've brought it back to footy.
Hey, they were great nominations, but you've got one for the
Had
footy
to bring
field.
it back to footy, Gaz. And our winner, of course, is Hayden Ballantyne. He was very angry last week.
Oh, he was.
He gets a jumper ripped off here. Look at the worst tattoo you've ever seen. Picture of Australia over his the nipple there. But he's not happy. He's an angry man all the time, Hayden Ballantyne. So he's our winner. Well done to him. Unfortunately, we couldn't get him in.
No. I delivered Al Clarkson to you last week. We've got Hayden Ballantyne here. Come on.
Oh, no.
Well done, Hayden. Good on you, mate. Come on.
Get him.
There's your old foe, Stevie Johnson. Yeah. Well done, mate. All the best. Fantastic.
It's taken me far. He stumped my phone.
He stumped it.
He stumped my phone, Bill.
Don't say I don't get the personalities on,
Hey,
Gaz.
you get the big stars in. We had Al Clarkson last week, and he was thrilled.
Let's hope we don't have a big winner next week, because we just got to keep them small.
Given the ferocious text messages we got after the show, I'm not sure we'll go down that path again from Al. And then little Hayden Ballantyne, your old nemesis.
Hey, Robbie.
Your nemesis.
Robbie Caldwell, go and get my phone off that man, please.
Now, we're going to try and get a replay, Jim, because he did pilfer your phone.
He did.
On the
He
way.
stumped my phone.
On the way out.
All right. We need to, while we get that phone back, Freo take on the GWS Giants. Very important for Fremantle to keep winning. I tell you what, there's not one team in the competition that want to travel to Perth to play Freo in a final. Super Pav's back. Fife is a superstar, and this team is just building beautifully for September. They take on GWS at Patterson. Holy dolly! Now, we know how good a player Cameron is, and Callum Ward has had a fantastic season. Dom Tyson back in. You can see the other ins here, including Tom Downey. He's going to play his first game. Good luck to him. And congratulations to Chris Mayne, who is a very, very good footballer, playing his 100th game. Bill, what's going to happen?
Fremantle, easy. Bokey?
Yeah, look, I think it's going to be pretty tough for the Giants. I'm looking forward to Crowley. I think he'll go to Ward. That'll be a good clash, but I think Freo will win.
Yes, tough assignment going over to Fremantle, and just for a young side, it doesn't get any harder than that. The Fremantle for me.
Fourth. On a roll of one. The Greater West Sydney on a roll of one.
Can they beat Fremantle in Perth?
Not if they went now.
They've gone now. Hey, just a quick replay there from Hayden Ballantyne. Jim leaves his phone on the desk in case something serious happens and shakes the hand and thanks for your phone. Off he goes, a little chat. Look at him. There he goes.
Gary, he's pinched my phone.
So good luck getting that back, Jim.
Yeah.
They were well done. We didn't want Kevin Sheedy coaching his last year of AFL footy, or VFL footy for that matter, and not having a win. So it was important. As much as I hated seeing it, it was important that they won at least a game. So well done. They won't beat Freo. They'll win all of their games and may even sneak into the top two. And look out if that happens for the Fremantle Dockers.
Hey, Bill.
Yes. I'm telling you, Jim.
If I don't get that phone back, one of those new iPhone 5
from our man,
what do you think?
Yeah, we can get one. It looked a big phone with the little fella, didn't it?
We are taking a break.
What's coming
but
up?
don't go away.
Gary.
You've got a silly announcement, but we've also got
Gary.
Shane Crawford, Street Talk from Frankston next.
For Street Talk this week, we thought we'd get as far away from Essendon and drugs as possible. Welcome to Frankston!
No.
Hey! The siren's going to sound for 2013. Who's going to win? Jesus Christ. By how much? Ho-ho!
Essendon, if we don't lose our points.
I'm allowed to say that.
I'm sleeping baby.
Oh, sleeping baby. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that me? Is that me? I'm sorry.
Okay?
Oh, was that me?
No, it's okay.
It's all right?
Yes, it's
Okay.
all right.
No, you don't. You're right, Shane.
You shouldn't speak with a mouthful.
No. Hey, you put me on the spot.
No, I don't know. It's good. Do you want to tell him again?
I'm overwhelmed by your superstardom.
Hey, do you want... Can you give us the siren sound?
know your face.
I know your face. You're from around here, aren't you?
I'm from Frankston. You got anything to do with AA?
AA? No. Good on you. See ya. Bye-bye. Full-time siren 2013. Here it is. Here goes the siren.
That'll be me, yeah.
I'm really sorry. I've blown your window in.
You have.
I didn't mean that.
Would you like to return my bag as well? And my purse?
Oh, someone took your bag.
Yeah.
See, that's not nice.
You're hiding it, aren't you, in your
How
back
long ago
pocket?
did that happen?
About 10 minutes ago.
We're looking for someone running around with a handbag. We're trying to help a lady out find it.
Yeah?
Seen anyone looking suspicious darting around the streets?
It might have been the one I put in my car before. I don't know.
And all the very best.
Yeah.
And ready.
Handbag, I told you I had it.
This thing's not working. We're going to have to quickly go to you. It's not working. Plan B. Plan C. How does it go?
I don't know.
Plan D. Good on you. Do you sound like that in bed?
No, not really.
Oh. How do you sound in bed?
It's all different again.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, baby!
I'm not hearing properly. How did it go?
Oh, yeah, baby!
Well done.
I got my wife down here anyway.
Oh. She might have heard that. She might have been thinking you're up to no good.
No, actually, she comes down. Up here, honey! Look!
How does the siren sound?
Hoot.
Say what you say to her in bed and she might come.
Hey, honey! You all right? I'm going to say ya.
Hello. How are you? What is going on? Your husband has been up to no good. Well, your husband's been up to no good.
Oh, that's nothing, yeah.
He's been showing us his siren sound. Give us a siren. And then I said to him, how do you sound when you're in bed? And this is what he said.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Is that true?
Yes.
That is true. One more for us.
Well done to Shane Crawford, and thank you to all the great people in Frankston who always do a fantastic job with Street Talk. Now, said at the top of the show that last week Shane and Sam and Gary all got their certainties wrong. It's the first time this season that this has happened, so a very special all-in punishment is happening. And it's going to happen on Sunday night when all three of them go into the Big Brother house. And, except for we're calling it something slightly different, it's called the Big Bill. And they are going to spend a whole night together in a very close sort of little space that we have set up. And I think Bill might be out there right now. Bill, are you in the house?
Oh, Jimmy boy, am I excited. Let me tell you, stuff the Big Brother house. I am very happy to welcome you here to Big Bill. Here it is here. Now let's go along and have a look in here. This is the Big Bill house. Come in and have a look here. Here's the onesies. Here's the onesie for Fossil. Not a lot of room there must be a admit. Here's a little one for Shane. And that's yours, Gazza boy. You're going to love this, the onesies. And we all know how you love going to the toilet all the time, Sam. So we've got a portaloo in here. That's the portaloo that you've got to share, you three boys. And there's even cameras up there on the top of it. And you'll love that, Sam. Don't worry about that. Also, there they are, Sam. You're going to love that. Now, there's three of you in here in the Big Bill house. There's only 2 beds. So that is going to be interesting. You've got to work that one out, boys. And then, of course, you can come into the diary room here where you'll speak to Big Bill and you can just tell us all your innermost thoughts. Innermost thoughts, which shouldn't take you too long, Shane. Don't worry about that. So you sit in here. Big Bill will talk to you. It's all happening. There's not much room here, Jimmy boy. Gazza's going to love this.
There's going to be intruders, there's going to be challenges. The most interesting part of that, Bill, is just show us again, there's only 2 beds and there's single beds for 3 men.
That's it. 1, 2, and there's 3 men here, of course. As you said, there's going to be intruders, there's going to be challenges. They're only allowed to bring 1 luxury item in each, so that'll be interesting to see what they pick. And, mate, it's fantastic. Have a look at some of the work, the artwork here. Jim, you'll be happy with this one. We'll just keep going around there. There's the moaning Jim. The moaning Jim, just in case you get a bit toey or bored. And now they're going to be locked in here, Jim. There's not much room. They're going to be locked in here. Sunday night, they go in Sunday night, and you're in here for the whole night. You get out Monday morning.
That's it. So, Gary and Sam,
I can't sleep.
you are going into this house. I think you go in at, what, 10 o'clock at night?
6.
Telling us.
Sorry, 6 o'clock at night, and you come out at 10 o'clock the next morning. You're in there all night, the 3 of you. Gary.
I couldn't.
You will be putting a onesie. You'll be putting a onesie on. You'll sleep. 2 of you'll have to sleep together.
I can't sleep in that bed, Jim.
Those beds will suit Shane, but not you two, massive men. Yeah, Sam, how do you feel about this?
I will tell you one thing now. I don't know if you think I'm serious or not.
Oh, well.
You mightn't be responsible for this. If there's any farting or masturbating...
Oh, no!
There's a whole toilet in the room.
We're in with Shane. If there's any farting or masturbating or bad toilet habits, I am out. I'm not.
Sam,
I don't care if it's for the sake of the show. I'm not putting up at this stage of my life with numbskulls trying to rile me.
Gary, you can't. This is the thing that you need to both understand. And
chance
Shane,
that when you wake up the next morning, Shane will be on his own.
You can't. You're not allowed out. You're locked into the house. You are.
Well, Shane, you reckon? Shane rang me today and left a message. I'm not quite sure what he was talking about, but now I do. And he has never been as excited as he is about spending a night with you.
Well, I'll tell you what, you'll have to sort out the spare bed with him because...
I won't be. I'll be having a bed. And that's the bottom line. I'll have a bed.
We will have... This is happening Sunday night, so next week we will have the full story of the Big Bill house. Sam, Gary and Shane.
What do we eat?
6 p.m. to 10 a.m. together, and I cannot wait.
What sort of food?
Gary, these are things we'll deal with later, but that is coming up, so stand by. It will be must-watch television.
Richie. Essendon take on the West Coast Eagles. It's a big game. Sunday, 1 o'clock, Etihad Stadium. How will the Bombers react to what's been another very, very tough week? It's just catching up with them the last couple of weeks. They went down to Collingwood by 79 points. Hill, Davey, Windlick, Howlett and Pears come back in. Hampsey and DeLulio are out at the moment. Watson returned in fine form. The Eagles got up on the weekend. Beat the Suns by 17 points. Big Joshy Kennedy kicked 5. He leads the Coleman medal. Dean Cox was great. Lacroix comes back in, as is Prittis, Maston and McGinnity. Carter has been rested. 5th on the ladder, the Bombers. They are only, I think, a half a game outside the top 4, Jono. So can they beat the Eagles on Sunday?
Yeah, I think they can. I don't think they've played two poor games in a row this year. They looked flat last week against Collingwood, but, light week on the track for them, and I think they'll bounce back.
Trav?
Yeah, some big ins for West Coast, but I think Essendon will be too strong at home.
You think the Bombers, and I tell you who's very happy at the minute is Tim Watson. He knows something that we don't know.
Why?
Have a look. That is Timothy Watson there, which reminds us, of course, Gaz, of your good Seal, first of all, and then he's very happy here, of course. Gary, what's going on there? Now, Sam, you said there'll be no farting in the Big Bill house. I got the menu. Guess what you're having Sunday? Baked beans you're having. So good luck there, because Croft and Gazza, mate. And there's also 8 cameras in the house.
No escaping.
So on the roof and in the walls, there's 8 cameras, and you and Croft, he'll drive you mad, are in the house.
We need to get to a break,
night.
Foss. Who's winning this game?
We're about to see the cut of Essendon's gym.
Essendon?
Essendon, yeah, we're about to see if they can actually put all this behind them and push on in spite of the wagons circling.
All right. Bombers, we need to get to a break. We're going to be back. We're going to wrap up after this.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. Thanks to Nissan Navara, Home Timber and Hardware, sportsbet.com. There's a big Bill house, let me tell you. That's where Shane Croft and Sam are going to be for Sunday night. The whole night. There's only 2 beds. There's 3 of them. There are onesies. There's a portaloo. And there's 8 cameras in there. And that will be very, very interesting. And there's your onesies. Travis Boak, there's your bedroom wall. And you have something like 50 caps. You love your caps, you collect your caps, which is quite unusual, but anyway. And I'm going to give you another one because it's the baggy blue, my friend.
That's it, Trevor.
Well done, number 201. Put it on, Jed. And put that one up on the wall. And Sam, you've got a special guest.
Yes, we've got Trav's dear old mum. Well, not dear old, but lovely mother, Chicky Boak. And very nice to see you, Chicky. You're a resident of the Torquay township down there near Bells Beach, where I used to surf in the early 60s. Well, I did, Gary.
Chicky, do you miss your boy? There was a chance that Trav was going to come home. You must have been excited late last year.
Yes, I probably was a little bit excited. But then when we talked about it, I knew that whatever decision he made, I was certainly behind him 100%.
Must be proud of him. He's flying, captain of the club in career best form.
Extremely proud. Yeah,
Hey,
very, very much.
We love having you in. We love having the family members. We've got a couple of the Brownless family members in as well. There's
Sarah.
Lucy and well, Sarah.
That was
No,
Sarah
that's me.
Boak.
That's
Yeah.
me, yeah. Sarah's down there.
Sarah's here, and here's Lucy and Ruby Brownless, who've
Oh,
also
wow,
wandered in,
look
and
at
thank God they've got a good-looking mum.
They're throwing at me.
I don't think so. On a very serious note, speaking of families, we're a very tight-knit family here at Channel 9. Brian Pedler, the station manager of our station for over 12 years, had a very, very serious operation today. I believe he's come through fine, and his first request was that he was able to watch the footy show tonight. So, Brian,
All the best, Brian.
we are thinking of you, mate, and your family. We wish you a speedy recovery. Chicky, lovely to have you along, Trav, and Stevie J, thanks for coming in. Good luck to you boys on the weekend. Finals approaching for both your sides. Going to be very exciting. Thanks for your company. We'll see you next Thursday night.